If you're a person and you're already working as a clinician and you're like, yo, I'm tired of my job. I'm burnt out. I can't do this no more. I'm done. Or if you're a person from outside of the game and you're like, yo, I hate being an accountant. Yo, I don't want to be a server at the restaurant no more. I've heard some things about this mental health game. I think I might want to dip my toe in it, but I'm not sure about some jobs that I could do. Today, I want to talk to you about 5 places that you might not have known that you can work at as a licensed clinician, whether you're an LCSW, whether you're an LPC, LMFT, whether you have an LCAS. I want to talk to you about some jobs that you might not know that you have. And the reason why I bring this up is because I love my program, right? I think the program that I went to did a great job. It instilled all of these different type of frameworks and techniques in my mind that prepared me to start out on this road of being a clinician. But I've heard this argument from many people, from a lot of people, that what programs don't do a good job at is cultivating people so that when they leave, they know what type of job they might want. The first place that I want to talk to you about is working for the county/city. In a lot of counties, there is an initiative in many police departments and fire departments and different social service entities that have what's called a crisis intervention specialist. A crisis intervention specialist. So instead of sending out a police officer when somebody's having a crisis, or sending out a firefighter when somebody might have autism and they're having an episode, a lot of cities and rural places are starting to send out clinicians. Now, the average salary for this type of job, it's good. It's good money. You're going to be making around $70,000 to $80,000. But what you have to understand is that, this job it's not a cakewalk. There are some times where you're going to be put in some high adrenaline rushing situations. And so if you're a person and you're like, I'm not signing up every day to have my livelihood or my life put in danger, this might not be the job for you. I'm just gonna be real with you. It might not be the type of work for you. But if you're a person who is seeking a thrill, you really want to make a difference in the community, you have no problems and you're comfortable being boots on the ground, working for your local government might be the job for you. So this could be somebody who has a background in law enforcement. This could be somebody who has a background in the military, who's already accustomed and don't really feel too much of a threat and feel like they can handle themselves in certain type of situations. This might be the job for you. The next one I want to talk about is working in the school system. Now, I know a lot of you are like, we know you could be a school counselor. No. A lot of schools nowadays are hiring social workers and licensed mental health therapists to work in the school one-on-one with students, and you can get a salary anywhere between about $55,000 to about $70,000, depending on how big or how small the school system is in your area. Traditionally, a school counselor is there. They're going to be the one doing a lot of the administrative work. They're going to be the ones that are going to be helping students put classes together. Most school counselors refer out in town because they just necessarily don't have the time to just be doing one-on-one sessions. So if you're a person and you're like, I want to have a steady paycheck. I love to work with the youth, whether that's K through 12. And I still want to feel like I'm really in my community putting in that work. Then working in the school system really might be it for you. You get all the perks of working in the school without being bogged down with all the paperwork and documentation and all the other things, like being in control of having to do assessments and things of that nature. You really get to be there for your students. Now, the one thing that I have heard that is difficult about working in the school system is the fact that you're going to be working with adults. They always say the kids aren't a problem. Every time I've ever worked or talked to anybody in the school system, the first thing they always say is, yo, it's not the kids, it's the parents. And so just have that in the back of your mind. There might be some times where you have to work with a difficult parent. And also you might have to be put in a situation that just completely, pulls on your heartstrings. We are living in a world where 1 in 3 kids are facing homelessness. There is abuse that's going on in households across America. So just keep that in the back of your mind. You are going to be dealing with a plethora of problems, and you know how rewarding that is to see a kid go from here to there, man. So keep that in mind. The next one I'm going to talk about is working in corrections or a jail. There are a lot of initiatives across the country right now between sheriffs and local police precincts that they are not only trying to give out punishment and consequences, but they're also trying to truly rehabilitate people, so when they come out of the jail, they didn't come in worse than what they came in as. They're actually coming out with some type of skills and some type of abilities to manage their emotions, whether that's anger management, or all types of skills and trades they're trying to teach them. So you're going to see that this job normally pays around $70,000 or $80,000. So, if you're a person and you're like, yo, I had a run-in, or I had family members who had been involved in the criminal justice system, this might be the place for you. Now, the next one I want to talk about is working in the VA or with active duty military. A lot of people know about the VA, but a lot of people don't understand that the DoD, the Department of Defense, the Department of the Navy, and the Department of the Army actually hire mental health therapists to work with active duty military on the bases and on deployment. So, prime example, the Navy actually hires what they call DCRs, deployment ready counselors, that actually go on deployment with sailors. They go on the 9-month deployment. They sleep, they eat, they work out, they experience everything that a sailor would get to experience, and they're there to be that ear. They're there to provide treatment while sailors are underway. And when I tell you, these folk probably get paid the most out of everybody. I'm not gonna lie. Easily they start them off the 90, 10, the 120s, plus they give them what's like a added cost. I think they get COLA, or they also get per diem as well. They also get per diem when you go on deployment. So not only are you making your regular paycheck, but you're making money on the side, and you also go through some tax-free zones. So the money is there. It's just if you're okay with going on deployment, and I would say this might not be a long-term thing, right? You might not be able to do this for 5 to 10 years, but if you're a person and you're like, yo, I want to get my feet wet, like literally, like want to get your hands like dirty, and you want to be thrown right into it, I say, yo, check it out. And the last thing that I'm gonna go to is what's called EAP, employee assistance programs, all across this country. Almost every corporation, whether you work for T-Mobile to Walmart, they have what's called EAP, and this is a program that allows employees to get free short-term therapy. And so they contract out with different agencies, or they contract out to different entities, and so that their employees can get this short-term therapy, because they realize having a healthy employee, it makes them better at work, make them more efficient at work, their performance goes up. And so, these jobs are normally comfortable. I have a friend right now, she works in it. They start off around a 60, 70, 80 type of ball game, and you're really going to be doing short-term therapy. And I know what you're thinking. You don't want to hear about somebody complaining about the job all day. Because you used to be that same person complaining about your job all day. So you on YouTube watching this video trying to figure out how to become a mental health therapist because you was complaining about your job all day. But no, some of these people have, an array of issues. They're going through grief and loss. They're going through marriage issues. They're going through legal problems, and they just don't have anybody to turn to. The great thing about this program for me is if I was the worker, you always going to have a steady caseload, and a lot of it is telehealth. So you could have one of those places where it's telehealth only or it's hybrid only. So it's just really all about up to you and what your work schedule looks like for the most part. Hopefully this has given you an idea about different pathways that you can go down when it comes to this mental health game. These are things that most people aren't really knowing about. So drop it down in the comments. Let me know if you liked it, and I can make another one, different topic or whatever. But yeah, let me know if it helped. Until then, I'll see you. Holla at you later. Let me know what you think about it.